But this attempt to reorganize all of society around what a very tiny percentage, who again we can protect and respect without pretending that every baby is a jump ball like penis. What the fuck? I don't know. That doesn't mean anything. We'll have
Just shout out to Bill Barr. When he gets it right, he gets it right, you know?
thinking. I know you think that you had a thing with Martina Navratilova.
What do you mean I have nothing? What do you
A
mean?
beef. Yeah, well, she has beef with you.
Why did she have a beef with me?
Because you think like guys with dicks should get in the women's swimming pool, basically.
Well, whatever got clipped and reposted, I don't know. But what I said was that
Okay, so while he drunkenly tries to find his words, we're just going to go ahead and cut right on in and say this is Neil deGrasse Tyson showing why experts mean nothing to me anymore. Okay, so he's going to find a way to simp for this topic. Of course, he's the perfect simp for it. The DEI plays in. He's a black man, and he's about to talk about the gender spectrum, whatever that is.
in this emergent space where you have people expressing themselves on a gender spectrum and you want to now compete in sports, that's still a frontier to be solved. And I don't have the answer, but I can suggest one, whether or not it'll work. Maybe we don't compete by gender anymore. We compete on hormone ratios, okay? There was a woman who had uncommonly high testosterone levels, and they wanted to disqualify her because of how manly she was when she was born a woman and competing as a woman. So
So what are we doing? Okay, look, because of what happened during that Paris Olympics or whatever, I do know that there are women who are born with extra like hormones and all of this stuff or whatever. Okay, they're women and they were born a woman. We have these things, especially now with all the chemicals that are being given to people. It is this fake intersex. It's a word that I don't use, right? The boys' basketball team, the girls' basketball team. If we know that you were born a man and that you are competing as a woman, you can't do it, period. There are going to be bigger discussions about that now that they're messing with DNA, allegedly, in my opinion. But for the moment, let's just pretend that we live in a perfect world. If you're born a man, you can't play in the women's sports. If you're born a woman, you can't play in the male sports, right? There are more trans men than there are trans women, but you know the headline is more salacious to do it with like trans women. Like it's more salacious to say that men are wearing skirts and trying to try to go into female competitions and beat up girls, right? So I'm going to give it to you in full reality that actually it's more women pretending to be men, but they get, they're not trying to really run up into too many wrestling competitions or anything like that. So, it's boring to talk about it, right?
That's how we're going to do it.
This is
what you really want. Wait, Bill, no, I've thought this through more than you might think I have.
Oh.
So what you really want is an interesting contest between people who are similarly talented. The least interesting Super Bowl you could ever watch is a blowout by halftime.
See, what we agree on is that there are anomalies in human
nature. If you guys like these videos that I am making, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. I appreciate everybody who's been watching all the videos. I appreciate your comments. I've been trying to come back and comment back on the comments. So thank you so much. We will be starting to live stream. I want to feel like sometime next week. Bear with me. Thank you to everybody who watches. Thank you so much. Don't forget to hit the notification bell too, please. Thank you.
Nature, whereas,
yes.
The vast majority of people, I'm sorry, are still male or female. And certainly every cell in our body is dictating one of those other sexes. I mean, obviously,
the hormones are.
Yeah. Obviously, also I make sperm and other people make eggs.
That's what hormones do.
Yeah. You can't deny that. Okay. So but we, as liberals, I think, agree that, there are anomalies in nature and they should be respected and protected. But this attempt to reorganize all of society around what a very tiny percentage who, again, we can protect and respect without pretending that every baby is a jump ball like penis. What the fuck? I don't know. That doesn't mean anything.
Just shout out to Bill Maher. When he gets it right, he gets it right. You know, I have a love-hate relationship with Bill Maher that he knows nothing about. It's in my head. Yes, it is. But Bill Maher kills it. He's like, you know, penis. Oh, who cares? We're still not sure if it's a girl or a boy. We'll find out when the child is 40. Come on, man. What are we doing? So that's the kind of mocking and shame that this topic deserves.
No idea what this child is. I mean, that seems to be where you want to go. I mean, like, how many people fit this description that we should reorganize sports around? Sports is, we have men's sports and women's sports. And if the best team in the WNBA played the worst team in the NBA, the score would be 1,000,000-0. Can we organize society around that basic point with this, of course, proviso that we protect and respect people who do not fit into it?
Let's segregate society between dark-skinned people and light-skinned people, because that nature made it that way, and that's how it is. So,
and when I can't win an argument, I will blackity black, black, blah, black, 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 blackity black, black, blah, black, black, black. Okay, because that's what that was just now. Like, what do you mean? Like, women and men are not equal. They should not be wrestling each other and getting trophies or boxing each other, bro. How is that so difficult to understand?
Well, nature did make it that way. And it's not segregating.
Well, there was a time
segregating anything.
That attitude 150 years ago was
2 years ago. You act like this was yes, right. Lincoln. This was a big issue in the Lincoln-Douglas debates. Trans people. That's right.
No, I'm talking about black,
remember
white.
that from
I'm talking about
1861. Yes, I remember those debates.
It was 1860.
Lincoln was all about getting trans. Oh, for fuck's sake. You're ridiculous.
No. So here it is. Just all I'm saying is that, how about this? I'm looking at schools in Manhattan, and there's a school there, and there's an old from like built in the 20s and 30s, and there's a doorway that says boys and a separate doorway on the other side of the school that says girls. And I'm thinking,
God.
Why are we doing this?
Because people are mostly boys and girls?
Bro, these are the people that make me say things like, I don't want them around my kids. What do you mean why are we doing this? What am I explaining? You know, I don't really, when things are this simple, do you understand? It's hard for me to explain it when it's too simple. I know how that sounds, right? Like you would think like, well, it's easy to explain. Boys are boys and girls are girls, right? That's not good enough for these people. If I have to convince people of why boys in boys' bathrooms and girls in girls' bathrooms, I just don't know really how to make sense of it, because it should be understood. It should be understood. It's the privacy. I don't believe that every man I walk by is going to try to get me, right? But I also don't want to go into a bathroom where a bunch of men are in there. But you know what? Sometimes I come out and then I'm fixing myself. You see what I'm saying? I'm going into too much.
But why split them entering a school building?
Because they pee differently? Jesus Christ, I have to explain this?
No, because you know what I thought when I saw that? It's colored fountain over here, white fountain over here. That's what I thought when I saw that.
Well, that's not the same thing.
How have I not done this video yet? How have I never gotten into this? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? He really just said that. Yo, these people live in slavery, man. The plantation, that's all they can't get off that plantation no matter what.
It's not exactly the same thing, but that's what I thought. It's not exactly, I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
But this is what I always say about these kind of issues. Like, there's two ways that you can be benighted about something. One, you can be too far from it.
Yeah.
Like, I would be too far from certain issues, racial issues, of course. How could I ever know?
Right.
You can also be lost sort of thinking-wise, as I am, because I'm too far from it, if you're too close to it.
Yes.
You
miss the elephant.
Well, you miss the elephant. It's the fly on the Mona Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
Why the fly wants to be on the Mona Lisa, I don't know, and I can't even appreciate art, but okay, you get my point. And so, like, I think when you see that, I totally understand why a man of your age does, but I don't think it's accurate.
So I used to wrestle, high school and college.
So basically, you're insane, and I can understand why you're insane.
Okay, it's relevant to this conversation, believe it or not. So I was captain of my high school team, undefeated. Although,
wow,
but it was in New York. The real wrestlers are in like Iowa, you know, and Oklahoma.
Oh, I'm sure there's some wrestlers.
There's some, but if you really balance
New
it out,
York
it's
has
not.
no tough guys.
We got tough guys, but they'll shoot you or punch you in the face. They're not wrestling with wrestling moves. But anyhow, what you want is a match that's interesting to observe, not where one person dominates the other. In wrestling, they know this. There are 10 weight categories. In high school, I was 190 pounds. That was 50 pounds ago or more. I was 190 pounds. Very good incentive to stay there because if I were 1 pound over, the next category was unlimited. So I was there at 190 pounds. I'm not wrestling someone 127. No. They find somebody else at 127 and wrestle 127. That makes the match more interesting for the viewer. So if we can...
This guy wants to see women get beat up. I'm sorry. This all I'm hearing. He's like, just make sure they're the same weight and put a wig on them. Put a wig on the kook, because I really don't call men who wear girl dresses men. They're not men to me. I want to be clear, by the way. But put a wig on the on the kook who wants to beat up girls, and let Neil watch, and he'll have a brandy while he's watching too. Drunk thoughts are sober. Drunk words are sober thoughts, aren't they?
Split wrestling into 10 categories, and that becomes the wrestling match.
But all men against each other.
Correct. So, so
again,
now I get
sort
that.
of key point.
Okay. Okay. So all I'm saying is, what is it that makes the man the man? Is it the hormones? Okay. Is it, if it's the hormones and you decide to give yourself a different cocktail of hormones, I'm making this up, by the way. I'm not saying it should happen this way. It's a way to start thinking about it.
It would be...
Maybe the track meets have hormone categories.
And maybe giving yourself the wrong hormones is deleterious to your health. Would you not admit that? Do you think we can just safely do things like this?
So you feel this way because you're so deeply concerned about the health of the people who are trying to find their place on the gender spectrum? You care about their health so much that you don't want them to go through that?
It's not something that keeps me up at night, but when the subject comes up, I care about them like I care about all people. So if there is something...
You do, by the way. You think about all people.
Of course.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
He does, even though I don't agree with him on one particular topic. It is weird. He just takes forever to get there, right? To the reality of a situation. There's one particular topic he'll never get to, and I'll take it for what it is, the Israel-Palestine issue, but that is because of his heritage, and also, so what can I do? We'll just always disagree on that. But I will say Bill Maher does think of people, but he just gets unhinged sometimes too about Trump. Like, it's like, dude, calm down. I want to see how he ends this, but I'm not done with Neil.
Oh, okay. You're being
Think
sincere?
about all people. No, I'm being sincere.
Yeah, I do. Yes. Yeah. Old school liberal.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I want all people to have, make this very challenging world that we live in better. So that's why there's honest debate about this issue.
And he's so right. Just have an honest debate. Neil is a scientist telling you, so what makes a man a man? Just the hormones? Didn't even get to bone density. Didn't even get to the penis. Didn't get to, nothing else. It's just the hormones. So the hormone cocktail. This guy is having serious special thoughts about women getting beat up. It does something for him. Allegedly, in my opinion. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.